All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 26th session of the Impromptu Hive. Welcome all of you to this very engaging and exciting debate that we have here today. And the Impromptu Hive is not a Toastmasters meeting. This is an initiative by Toastmasters of Delhi to experiment with various meeting formats and go outside the Toastmasters structure. So here you'll find very unconventional speaking ideas, speakers from all over India and so on and so forth. So welcome to our meeting today. Uh, I'm very excited because our one of our hivers has stepped up today to take this initiative and become the debate master. So I will step back and hand over the stage to the debate master for today, Ankit. Ankit, over to you.
Thank you, Rowan, for giving me this opportunity. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 26th session of Impromptu Hive. Today, we are conducting very interesting debate on feminism is irrelevant in the 21st century. Before starting the meeting, I would like to tell about few rules. First one, participants should not raise their voice during questioning. Second, don't ridicule another participant. Third, accusatory tone is not allowed. With this, I would like to call timer for the timing guidelines.
Sure. Thank you so much to Ankit. Each speaker will get 3 minutes to present their argument. I will present the red card as my virtual background. So every speaker can see the red card and they'll then be muted after 10 minutes by either me or Ankit. So be sure to manage your time well. You'll only be shown the red card at the 3-minute mark. After the 3 minutes, you have a 7-minute window for rebuttals for any questions from the audience. So use this time well. I recommend all the people who are asking questions to keep their questions short and to the point and engage in an active discussion throughout the 7 minutes. So I'll again show the red card at the 7-minute mark, after which you have 10 seconds grace period before you're muted by either me or Ankit. So with that, back to you, Ankit.
So let's start the debate. First, I would like to call four-side speaker, Vandana.
Thank you so much. Can I go ahead?
Yeah.
I'll start off my argument with this rap song. कुत्ते मम्मी ने नहीं सिखाया गाली नहीं बकते, लड़की कुछ भी कह दे पर तुम चुप रहोगे, वो कर दे तुमको खोखला पर उसको नहीं परखते, नारीवाद की करो जय, कह के तुमको नारी ये खरोचे, डर तो बनता है इनके हाथ जनता है, थोड़ा रोना धोना इनका सारा काम बनता है, नारीवाद की करो जय, मैं मारू चलता है लड़के तारू चलता है, लंबी लाइन छोड़ आगे बढ़ दू चलता है, घर पे बैठू चलता है, हैशटैग मीटू पे झूठ बोलू चलता है, डाउरी के इल्जाम पे पैसे लूटू चलता है, हुस्न दिखाकर प्रमोशन ले लू चलता है, कुछ भी बोलू चलता है, नारीवाद करो जय. This rap song from one of the shows of MTV Hustles is very close and dear to me. That also brings me to the question that I wonder why Pune is filled with institutions named on Savitri Bai Phule. Why Rani Lakshmi Bai and Ahilya Bai Holkar deserve a place in Indian history, and why Uda Devi is still looked upon as an inspirational figure. If you don't know any of these figures, then let me tell you that Savitri Bai Phule was the first female teacher of India because she believed education is the only weapon to free women from social discrimination. If you are educated, if you are a girl, you must not cry on feminism that you have not been given enough exposure or the chances to live your dreams. I wonder that Rani Lakshmi Bai, who was a prominent freedom fighter in 1857 War of Independence, and Rani Ahilya Bai, who also led the Maratha Empire into the battlefields, how dare 21st century women claim that they are not given enough opportunities? I wonder that Uda Devi, being a Dalit lady, had approached Begum Hazrat Mahal in 1857 to fight against Britishers, and now she is remembered as Dalit Virangana. And still you have the audacity to claim that you are not given enough exposure? Really? Feminism you cry for? Do we face more criticism, oppression, or suppression than those times of 1.5 centuries ago? 1857, 2021 it is. How can a normal girl like Kalpana Chawla with only one girl in the classroom dare to wing her flies to the moon? How can an ordinary Northeast Mary Kom can make a mark in boxing and represent a country like India on world stage? How Bachendri Pal and Arunima Sinha, like people can conquer Mount Everest peaks in today's world? If you don't know, then let me tell you about the famous movie of 200 Halla Bol on Z5, where 200 ladies dared to take justice in their own hand and kill the rapist in front of lawmakers, executioners, and bureaucrats to be convicted by none. You really need feminism in today's era and time? Tell me. This is okay. My time is up.
Thank you, Bandana, for your wonderful idea on this. Now we have 7-minute window for the questions for the Bandana.
All right.
Okay, Neha, do you want to ask question?
She's applauding.
Okay.
No, anyone
Yes,
can ask questions or what? No,
Yeah, anyone can ask.
My own team members also for the motion.
Okay, so I want to ask you, Vandana, that whatever people that you talked about, Savitri Devi and all that stuff, I really agree to that they have done a lot for women. But do you think that we have reached a level where women are completely equal to men? Do you really think that men feel so insecure when they walk on the road and there's no one around and there is dark? They look back and think that if someone is following them or not, and if they can be molested or something. Do you think that they feel that way?
Okay. Toastmaster Simran, just answer me a normal question that do you have a sibling, a male sibling?
Yeah, I have it.
And does he help your mom in household chores, in kitchen work?
Yes, I mean, I don't have a real brother. I have cousins. So we are only sisters in the...
So does he help in kitchen chores or household works?
Who? My cousins? Because they don't have sisters, so yes, they do, but most of the work is done by the mother. And they don't have
what
that
about
much.
Diwali? In Diwali also they refrain back and they say that they will only light the diyas and not clean the house. Do they do that?
Not really.
See, if guys can do household works, if you and I can help our mothers and still agree that it's our duty, it's not a help, it's our duty to help our mothers in the kitchen, you really think you need equality? Because you have already been equalized to your counterparts.
That was not my question, Vandana. My question was that does men also feel that much insecure when they are walking on a road and do they really feel that they can be molested and they can be sexually assaulted as much as women are there? I mean, they feel that insecurity. And if that insecurity is there, then do you feel that is equality? That women are feeling that much safer than men are feeling in the society?
Okay, when the law was passed for sexual harassment in corporate houses, it was not gender specific that only women can approach the cells, but even men can. And if you see that gender sensitization is happening on a broad scale at present times. And now crying for feminism that I am not given equal opportunity or my counterpart is insecure, if I am harassing my fellow men, they always have the right and approach to take up this matter and report to the higher authority. So now gender sensitization is beginning at home, is now starting at home. Your every brother out there in the society is not a housie, is not a person who looks you with a foul eye. If you get a scratch on your even a skin, your all brothers are standing by you just to support you. If someone takes advantage of you or takes or molests you in public places, your other brothers from your society will definitely come forward and say a word to you. But that doesn't gives you a right to slap a person doing nothing, or even if that happened for an accident, you make a mole out of a heel. So I do feel that gender sensitization has come to this level, this mark, that people don't consider other girls as just other people, but they consider them as their own sisters and take a stand for them. Your society is willing to give a voice for you. Is still crying for feminism and accusing fellow men is unjust. That's my belief. Any other questions?
Yeah. Hi, Vandana. So my
Hi.
question is for you that you answered her question like, do your brother help her mother in the household, right? So do you think you are not genderizing it by saying that her mother, didn't ask her parents because you think it's a mother duty to work a household chore, right? So do you think that we achieved that level, that we still think that it's our mother duty, it's our sister duty, it's our wife duty to do the household
Okay.
chore, and if a guy is helping them, then it's a like they are
I got your
lucky.
question, Sanchi.
Yeah.
In the interest of time, I'll quickly answer that. Can you please answer me one question that when you were a kid, in your literature books, were you ever asked to translate Ram school jata hai, Sita खाना बनाती है, Sita पानी लेकर आओ, Sham खाना लेकर जाओ? Have you come across this, and have you ever questioned your literary books or your teachers?
Yeah,
If
but
not,
now
then
I'm
at
questioning.
today's time, if not, then at today's time, you're not in a position to question them. Because if you didn't do it at the childhood, if that conscience was not there with you, that Ram school jata hai or Sita pani lekar aao can be translated to English, and you had no objection to that, and now today asking that your mother can cook but not your father, I can tell you that my own husband cooks in kitchen. I can show you around if you want. My husband cooks because I don't know cooking.
Yeah, that's fine, but you don't
See,
think so that you're
gender sensitization and your intellect building starts from your childhood. I had raised this question to my class teacher, and he actually threw me out of the class on asking that, how does it matter? It is grammar class, and you are supposed to just translate it. Don't argue with me. But if you didn't do that, then you cannot question me today also.
Yeah, but that time I was a kid. Now I'm debating against you.
Still
Right.
intelligent enough to raise a question. Your curiosity leads you to questions. So questions are more intriguing than your answers.
No, but
Question is a basic curiosity of a kid.
so my question was like, you still think that in somewhere that it's a duty of a mother. That's why you ask her mother, not her parent.
To be
Don't you think
honest,
so?
as I already said, I don't cook at my house, but my husband does, and I can show you around that already he is doing that.
Yeah,
And
your
we actually
husband does.
divide our work. I don't take a pride that I don't cook or I don't know cooking, but we actually divide the work. If he does the cooking, I does the washing, washing. So it's equality in kitchen and household works. And I don't believe that women can only cook. I believe that anyone can.
Okay, time's up. So I would like to call Neha Singh for the against.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would like to say that one is not born a woman, but becomes one. As we can see that, as she beautifully explained the historic example, I also believe that yes, women are born confident and they are already empowered. But don't you feel that it's just to say, if I talk about 21st century, we are living in a 21st century where fundamental rights are equal for everyone. But are you really thinking that women are getting that right? How many of you can say that women are allowed to go to mosque and they can do the what equally that the men do? Do we really feel that women are also allowed to go to the mosque? And we are talking here about 24th century. And another thing I would like to say, like, we are saying that feminism doesn't mean that giving priority to the lady, but I am talking about the equal rights. where I strongly feel that we are living in a 21st century, but still there are so many women who are not getting equal opportunity. Salaries are paid less. If I talk about labor in rural areas, in urban areas, if I talk about corporate sector, women are getting equally paid. But what's about rural sector? They are not eligible for the same opportunity. Do the women have to suffer there? No. But still, we are talking about women equality. We are just focusing on the fake feminism. But what's about the women who really need the opportunity? They are looking for the opportunity, but they are not getting the same opportunity. It become a headline that a funeral procession is attended by a woman. Why it is not common these days? If we are talking that we have developed so much, but this is still a headline that women had attended a funeral procession. Why it is not a common? And I also feel that yes, there is a need of feminism, because there are so many places where I feel that yes, feminism is really required, because opportunities are not given. It is still believed that if a baby is born, then the child must be taken care by her mother. Why it's not like men can also do? Why it is also always supposed that if a woman will work, or a woman stay or confined to the four wall of the houses, or they do, then they can give or inculcate the moral values to their child. Why it is not important that child also requires to have in touch with his father? Why it is also always supposed that father need to go outside and to work? No doubt we say that women are also getting equality opportunity, but still I feel that even in 21st century, women has dual responsibility. There are very handful of people who say that men are also performing the domestic chores and they are also supporting the women, but these are the exceptional cases. Most of the time, women has to do a dual responsibility. And we are saying that yes, feminism is not required in 21st century. I'm not talking here about giving the priority to women. I'm not saying or supporting to ladies first. But I believe that yes, feminism is required.
Thank you, Neha, for your wonderful ideas. So now we have 7-minute window for questioning to Neha.
Neha, you mean 24th century is actually 21st century, is it?
Sorry.
Okay.
21st.
Yeah. And in 21st century, you do agree that equal pay is no more a concern. And even if it is, then people are voicing it out and getting paid. Is that correct?
Sorry, could you repeat it again?
Equal pay between men and men. Are they still equalized, or you feel that there is a gap between the payment of women and male force?
There is a gap. If I talk about corporate sector, if I talk about my company, I am getting equally paid. But if I hired a labor for the construction work, I felt that yes, men is still paid more than a woman.
Okay.
Because paid wages yesterday night. So I just observed that yes, still women are paid less.
Okay, so just to give you an example, there is a law from Ministry of Labor, and if your family or you are the one who is not adhering to it, there is a minimum pay rule set. You cannot pay less. It's only you or your employer who is not giving equal pay.
No, it's not like that, because somewhere women are not like, if women are working, they devote less time as compared to men. But why it is happening? Just because women has to do dual responsibility, right?
Okay.
And somewhere it is affecting.
Okay, Neha, have you heard of this phrase called? Okay, let me put a question in this way. That, do you know that respect is not begged for, but actually earned?
Yes, I agree.
Respect kamate hai, respect ki bheek nahi mangte hai. One side you are saying that women is already empowered. On the other side, you are saying that they are not paid equally. And your obstacles are your opportunities to excel in what you do. Do you know what time is it ongoing right now? It is Navratra festival, and Navratra has Ma Durga has eight hands, and every woman out there is a form or a modified version of Ma Durga. Every obstacle that you face is actually an opportunity, a step, or a ladder for you to grow. Do you agree to this by any means?
Yes, I agree to you.
And still you want to cry for feminism?
Yeah. No, I'm not trying for feminism. Firstly, I am playing here devil's advocate, but still, I would say that yes, because it is good to say, like it sounds good when we are saying like we are having 8 hands like Mother Durga have. But still, do you feel that women are getting equal opportunity? If I talk about rural areas, you are blessed with a good husband, right? You feel lucky, but what's about other who don't feel lucky? Why they
Okay,
are all
Neha,
about
shall I tell you that one thing? I still use pads during my menstruation days, but women in rural India don't use pads and still are able to live longer than me. They are not obese, unlike me. So, do you still feel I am blessed? I have a breathing problem. I have sinus problem. I have asthma. Being a city girl, I am despoiled. Do you still think that rural women are weaker than me? I feel they are much stronger because the environment that they live in. I need a pad. I will go mad if I don't have sanitary napkins with me. You still feel that women need feminism. Really?
you had
Education is the torch bearer, isn't it?
I agree, but I partially agree because it's about everyone that they think that they are not blessed or they are having issue, but we don't think about other. If I talk about rural area, they still use that is called rak, and I can still say that like they are washing their dishes by something which is not
Still, they
available
live longer than me. How come? I have so much of money, and how can I not have a longer longevity?
because
How
might
come?
be you are not living a healthier life as urban areas. We can say that like we are
And
talking about
still, they are the suppressed folks. You really think they are bringing Rajasthani artwork to international forums? You see the exhibitions out there. All Rajasthani artworks it will be filled with. You still feel they are not empowered enough?
they are empowered enough, but I'm talking about the opportunities that they are really not getting.
Neha, don't you think that that they are given, the government is given 33% to the women reservation in the government jobs? Don't you think it's bad?
Why it is reservation for 33%? Why it is required? Why men are not allowing every woman, or why they are not getting
Just
like
to
No,
tell
no,
people like you that
33,
women, if you need
33% of the seats
reservation,
are
wo
reserved
bhi
for
le
the
lo.
women's only. 33% of the reservation for females only. In case if they are able to make it to the top list, then every seat will be given to the girls only.
but still I feel that there are more men in the
Neha,
constitution, or
Neha,
there are
don't
less.
Neha, don't you think so that whenever we visit some government hospital or like any other government, if we want to avail some government facility, so there is separate queue for the women. Why is it required? Why is it mandatory?
I strongly believe that yes,
Why
they
are
really need.
why
They
are
really
there
need
why
because
are
they
there
can't
reserved
stand with
seats?
the men because all men are not good. You even also you feel that all men are not good. There
बताओ
can
यहाँ
Neha,
पे
be.
मेरे
why are
कौन कौन भाई है जो हंसी है मुझे बताओ. Who are
I
those people
have
who are
seen.
Ravanas
I
out
have
here?
seen. I have seen that like there are so many people who like everyone. You can say that like all fingers are not alike, right? You can guarantee about your family member, but can you give
Neha,
assurance
are
about
all
others?
your fingers same height, same width, same length?
This is what I am saying. Na, like
How
all fingers are
how can
not
all
alike.
women be same?
So this is what I'm saying. Like all fingers are not alike. You can say that your brother and father are good and they are not happy. But what's about other? If it's really that, why crime rates are so increasing these days?
Tej,
so
Crime against
Neha?
women.
Ankit, Kuldeep,
Ne-
what do you all think? Are you the kind of people who fall in Ram category or Ravana category?
कहीं ना कहीं तो सभी रावण है कहीं ना कहीं सब
So,
राम भी है so it's all
Neha,
about
don't you think? Neha, do you really think like
Where
women's?
actually,
Neha,
Neha,
don't you
where
think that all?
actually do women need empowerment?
are you asking me for my personal
Empowerment.
opinion?
Excuse me.
Well,
Good
I
fight.
must say,
Please go on.
well, I'm telling you again that I am playing a devil's advocate, but still, if you are saying like I am ready for the questions. Yes, women
Nice
need
fight.
empowerment. Women don't need empowerment, but they need awareness. I feel that women have equal opportunity, but they are not getting that opportunity because they are not aware about that. They still have perception that it's my moral duty to take care of my child. I need to bring my child. I am responsible to inculcate my moral values. So I feel that somewhere women need to be aware. Women are already empowered, but there is a need of awareness, and there is a need to give motivation to them that they can do, and they need to really show the real power. Everyone is Ma Durga, no doubt. Everyone is Ma Durga, but yes, हर किसी ने अपने अंदर की शक्ति नहीं पहचानी.
Okay, so the thing
Thank you,
is,
Neha.
charity
Thank you,
begins
Neha.
at
Thank you,
home.
Vandana.
So पहले अपने
Thank you.
सोच को बदलो, फिर दुनिया को बदलने निकलो.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
thank you.
Like, time is up. Well, to be very
Yeah.
honest, Vandana, I am not having such opinions, but still I have to play the role. So I had to speak in against.
Thank you, Neha, for
Welcome.
speaking so well, even after not preparing. I would like to call upon Tej for his idea.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ankit, for giving me this opportunity. Well, I would like to begin with my profession. Well, being a medical profession, whenever I visit to the hospital, which I'm working right now, is AIMS. So whenever I visit to the OPD, I always see the board, Rajkumari Amartikar OPD. I don't know why, like it keeps on pricking on my brain. Why is it named after this? Then later on, I got to know, like this was the first women health minister. Like this was the women health minister of India. Then later on, when I visited the central Delhi, I got to know there is a Lady Harding hospital. And even this hospital having the OPDs on the name of Suchita Kripalani, who was a freedom fighter. So I don't think like things has been practicing like in our country for a long time, even in the European country. So if I would like to address you to this topic named feminism, I think like even this word is inappropriate. Like if I take you back in the history, back in the days in 18th century, when there was no right of for women to take to cast their vote or or their reproductive rights, then certain things was required. So we so called gender equality, and there was few revolutionaries, including French revolutionary, who took major steps to uh, amendment things accordingly. Even I really think like women's and men, both are actually equal in all aspects. And when it comes to the empowerment, why are we thinking about women empowerment only? There are men too, who are actually in the need of taking certain things, which can be improved. So even as our former speaker Neha Singh, she mentioned that uh, in some certain rural areas, we need to work upon women empowerment. Well, I'll say that there are 10 or maybe 15 schemes, which are already undergone, uh, or several initiatives taken by the state or and the central government, to empowerment women. It's not really required. Back in the days when women were when they were paying, they used to pay less in the 19th century or 20th century. That time, it actually required to bring the both gender at the same platform. But now things has been changed. Now I don't think in is present era in 21st century we required this thing anymore. If I talk about the current feminism, what they're doing, like it's not the mainstream feminism. They're something else. We can call them the radical feminism as well. I mean, they are making a big hype of this word feminism, and instead of improving the women's empowerment, they are somewhere working on the women's supremacy. Like everywhere they just try to make women first instead of bringing to the same platform where the men are. Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you, Tej, for your wonderful ideas. So now we have 7-minute window for question answer to the Tej. Okay.
Okay, Tejo, I have a question.
Mhm.
Okay, so can you just let me know if we have reached a level where we don't have that patriarchal thing that okay, people want, you know, a male child. they are wishing for a male child, because I belong from a Punjabi family, and my parents are very supportive. But I still have relatives that go to a gurdwara just to wish for a male child. We have specialized gurdwaras for it, where people go, and there is huge crowd over there who want male children. So if we have reached the equality level, then why are there people who are wanting for male child? If male are not superior, if people think that male are not superior than females.
I'll say, like, this is something, this is personal choice. This can be the individual choice. When it comes to my family, my parent, my dad, he used to go to the visit temple very frequently, and used to crave for a girl child. And by God grace, even he got a girl child. So it's not like this, that everyone is looking for a girl child only.
No, if there are people who want girl child, that means feminism has relevance. Because what we are discussing is feminism is irrelevant. Okay, but if there are people who need awareness, if there are people who needs to know that male and females are equal, then feminism has its relevance in 21st century. That's what I want to say, and that's what I want to ask. Your opinion.
Simran, have you seen any Mahila Ayog approaching to these people and asking them कि लड़की कर लो, लड़का क्या ही करेगा, लड़का घर छोड़ के निकल जाएगा? Does this feminism concept and this female organized groups, do they approach to your doorstep saying that let's have a male child and not about the girl child? Do they do that?
So
feminism in true sense, what does it stands for?
So why do we need it? Feminism has its relevance, right? That's why they are doing
feminism,
it.
How it is contributing to it?
How it is
contributing?
Contributing to what?
To increase the sex ratio. Overall, girl's child over male child.
If people would think that men and women are equal, if people would think that women are also capable of earning and bringing bread to home, because why do people want male child? Because they think that they would take care of their children. Parents usually feel that girls would go to a different, different home.
Doesn't the grassroots level of mentality comes from our cultural side also?
Yes.
And does feminism is doing anything to?
Yes, it is making people aware. It is making people aware that
as far as I know, if Haryana had succeeded the previous sex ratio records and came out as a good number, it was the district collector officer, a male officer, who actually mobilized it. It was not feminism or female body organized groups who actually made the Haryana reach the mark of above 950 sex ratio. Was it feminism or was it a male officer in Haryana? How feminism is contributing?
What are you saying? I mean, if a male officer is believing that female child is capable and it should have the equal opportunity, then he is having those feminism values. Okay, I'm not saying that feminism is only limited to females, and if females think that females should grow and all that stuff. Okay, if a man is having that kind of awareness that females should have those kind of opportunity, and if he's making other people aware of it and taking actions, then I think feminism had played its role well.
Feminism is still.
And one more thing, if we need to ask questions to Tej, or it is something that I and Vandana can also discuss.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Right? I'll not defend. Tej defend karo khud ko.
Yeah. So what are you asking, Simanji?
You didn't listen to the conversation, Tej?
Yeah, I listened it very well, and I've got the same thing. Like, if we it's for the sake of the gender. It's not for the women only. Like, in case in future, if the number of male will be less, then our government or the officers will take initiative to save the male child, not girl child. It's about the equality of both gender. It's not about female only.
No,
so Tej, how you, sorry to interrupt, but Tej, how you saying then feminism is irrelevant?
Yeah. That was the question.
Yeah, I'm saying this because like, there is already gender equality. Like, if I talk about the man and women, both are designed in their own way. Like, both are unique. Like, there is no comparison between both of them. and both are if I talk about the nature, they bond, they grow the child in an equal way. So I don't think like there is an inequality in the male and women.
Okay, can I tell you something? I've been working at Child Rights and Youth for the past 3 years as a volunteer, and we conducted a detailed study across Delhi. Okay, some of the most wealthiest places in Delhi, and you know what we found is we conducted a study on preferences of parents vis-a-vis girl versus boy, and guess which region found the highest number of preference for boy child versus girl child? Guess.
And these are the educated ones.
Yes. Guess.
Hinduism.
Just guess the name.
Hinduism.
No, places in Delhi. Very popular places.
South
Just
X.
name any of them.
Places. Connaught Place. Huh? Connaught Place.
Not place.
South X,
South
GK.
South Delhi, especially the area around GK Market, which is one of the
Malvinagar,
poshest areas
Malvinagar,
of Delhi.
Saket,
More than
Malvinagar, Saket, Green
45%
Park.
of more than 45% of parents there prefer boy child over girl child. If you're saying feminism is still irrelevant, I can't because I have the statistics in front of me.
And we hardly have the example of the family where there are four boys and they are praying for a girl, and they had 5 child just to have a girl. But we have more examples where there can be 4 or 5 girls because parents are looking for a boy only. So we had more ratio of the boys rather than girls.
Neha, don't you think instead of making this hype of feminism, maybe we need to work upon the people's awareness,
Do you
so that
know we are
they
living
can.
in a
Yes,
we are
so
living in a
baking, yeah.
country. We are living in a country where no one wear helmet just because for the safety. They wear helmet just to save the charges. Most of the people wear the helmet. So we need somewhere feminism to make the people aware about women. This is
Rohan,
what
I cannot control myself. Just give me 2 minutes. Feminism when you talk
No,
about.
I think that
तुम्हारी
would
मम्मी
not
भी
be
तो
fair.
feminist है ना फिर.
That would
Time's
not
up,
be fair.
time's
मम्मी
up.
मदद देती है ना बच्चों को.
Time's up. Thank you, Tej, for answering so well. So I would like to call upon Simranjit for his idea on the feminism.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very rightly said. One is not born a woman, rather becomes one. Why do we say it? Because when men and women are born with biological differences, but the society made them unequal. We have come a long way where we didn't have right to vote, and it's not about developing countries. Even developed countries has the issue. Women were not having a right to vote. They were not having the right to education. Okay, but now we have reached a point where we can educate ourselves, we can educate our children, and we can vote. But there's so much that needs to be done. Yeah, talking about patriarchy, I've already talked about it. That there are a lot of people who wish for females, who want who wish for male children because they think most of the time, because we are privileged enough to be educated and surrounded by educated people, but there is a lot of people who are not educated, and even if they are educated, even educated people also want male children because they think that they need to invest a lot on women, on their education, and then on their marriages and dowry and a lot of stuff. But when it comes to male gender, they think that they would take care of their parents, which I think is not happening a lot, but they still have the belief. If you talk about security, I have lived in Gurgaon for 3 years, and I know I cannot come back home alone after 10 p.m. Somebody has to drop me. And if we have equality, if male and females are equal, then why I don't have that sort of safety and I don't feel safe? How many there are boys here, right? So how many of you have looked back on a empty road and think that somebody would come from behind and can molest them? Yes, boys do feel unsafe, but one of the main reason is they think that somebody can, some thief may attack or they can abduct, right? But the first thought that females have is that they can be molested, they can be raped. And if we live in a society where females are equal to men, then why don't I have equal right of safety? I am a solo traveler and I pay extra when I travel for the reputed brands, for the reputed travels, just because I want to feel safe. I want to have that feeling of safety. Why can't I choose freely? Why can't I budget myself that way? I'm a solo traveler, okay? And I've already, okay. Now, if you talk about upbringing, yes, I think that we have reached a level where people are getting aware. I talk about my family. If I talk about my family, my nephews are being raised that way that they do help their mothers, and my sisters are playing a big role. But I've seen people who just think that cooking in the kitchen is only limited to females. Yes, we have right to go and work out.
Thank you.
But how?
Thank you, Simranjit Kaur, for your wonderful ideas. Now we have 7-minute window for asking question to Simranjit Kaur.
Yeah, go ahead.
Simran, have you ever come across this word called self-defense, or have you by any chance watched Taapsee Pannu's movies on
Yes, I do.
on
I did.
these things?
I
You
did.
know, right?
Yeah, I know.
So, what is it that makes you unsafe? Your incapability not to protect yourself, or to lashing out on society that they are not sufficient or capable enough to protect you? What is it that actually?
So, do you think every female around here has learned those martial arts or something? And why do we?
Should
Okay,
it
I
not be
support
our
that.
responsibility to learn it? If we can educate ourselves, is it not are we not diseducated to get ourselves self-defense trained?
So, you think that we need education on self-defense, right? You
Yes,
think that? Yes,
even
so
men
that's
need that.
yes, yeah, for the same reasons. And men need it because they are afraid of theft. Women need it because they don't feel safe because they think that they can be molested. And why they feel they can be molested? Because when men has that thinking that they can go and molest women around and they would be get away with it.
Simran, have you ever done
They would
this
be
when
hanged
you were
till
traveling
death.
in a bus and you asked a person to get up from there because there is a lady seat written out there?
Yeah.
Still you are fit. Still you are fit. Being a fit, you are asking someone just because the seat is reserved for you, you must get up from here and you must not sit. Be it an old guy, that is
So
allowed.
do you think?
That is under moral
No.
compass of your belief.
Sorry. Do you know why we have a separate women box in the metro? Why compartment in the metro?
Thanks to your feminism, we have got this.
Why do
feminism?
why it happened at the first place? Why? Which thought really why government did that? Why did government think that it is necessity? I'm asking this
Feminist
to you.
groups who actually asked for us that we have threat
How
of
did
being
they ask?
molested,
How did they
give
ask?
us a separate seat written only for ladies, and if a male or a old guy comes and sits there, despite you being fit has the audacity to ask him, hey you old man, get up. This seat belongs to women. Can't you see that? Senior citizen seats is there, and that is already full. Only 2 seats will be there, but those will be filled. And
If
still
they
you
are
have
laws,
this, and still you have this audacity, right? Get up, get up.
if there are laws, then it is our responsibility that we are privileged enough to have those laws, and we need to take care of them. If people are taking wrong advantage of it, that I am saying that is wrong, but that doesn't make the laws wrong. Okay, at the first
Laws
place.
is not wrong. You have all the things that you need in 21st century. You are more empowered than enough.
Sorry, I don't feel safe.
You
when I
don't feel
travel.
safe because you have not taken your initiative to defend yourself. The way you are defending right now yourself, it could be physically also out there in the public.
I need to be educated, and there are a lot of women around that needs to be educated and needs to learn self-defense, and there are men around who need to be aware of this thing that they are not entitled to molest girls anywhere, and that's why feminism is relevant. Okay. Because we
Mera
need
naam Shabana
change.
kyun aaya? I wonder Mera naam Shabana should have been banned because there was literally no point of making this point because Simran believes self-defense is not necessary. It's men out there who actually believe
Did I say self-defense is not necessary? I said it is necessary and I need to be educated, and there are a lot of women who need to learn self-defense. Yes. And that's part of feminism.
Yes, that was my point. So feminism you don't need now, right? It's redundant because you know that you
Okay.
what all things you need to work on. These
What
are the
are you
check boxes.
saying, Vandana?
These are the check boxes that you need to empower yourself. Empowerment comes from within, not from outside. People cannot uplift you because it's you who has to find your own happiness and uplift yourself.
So you cannot be surrounded by such people who doesn't see you worthy enough, who doesn't give you equal chance and still think that you can thrive. Okay, you need support. You need to have a society that encourage you, and that's why we are at Toastmaster. What we do, we encourage. That's how we become confident. We have people around who encourage us, and that sort of society we need around us. We don't need a society with downgrade you.
The
Okay.
historic Saira Bano
Society-
case versus the state. It was versus the government of India. Historic Saira Bano case versus the state of India. This case was historic because triple talaq suddenly took a U-turn and was mandated that no triple talaq can be implemented just like
That's a
that.
good thing. That's a good thing.
It was a long battle for Saira Bano, but still
I
she did it
appreciate
right.
that. Sorry?
You also have laws to your favor.
I'm saying we
But
are doing good, but
misusing
there is so much that needs to be done. There is so much that has been done, and there is so much that needs to be done. And
What else do you
feminism
want from them to be done?
May I
Yeah.
say something? May I ask Simranjit something?
Yeah, sure.
So you talked about the laws. So let me give you one example. That we
Yeah.
are in the society. We are in the society where people say that the boys should not take dowry or anything from the girls. But there's a harsh reality that the laws, when it comes to divorce, it's slightly inclined to the girls. And there are few female and there are few boys I know that who have suffered because the partiality of the laws which is there inside.
What sort of laws? Can you just define the law? Aluminum
The
amount has
the
to pay
divorce
to
laws.
girls.
I want to say a specific point that if a boy wants to prove something wrong about the girl, the boy needs to present a proof. But if the girl has to do that, her spoken words are believed as a proof. So this is written, and this is something which is against the neutrality of men and women. And this has been, I would say, manipulated by few of, not everyone, but few of the girls and females to extort money and different advantages out of the marriage. And what's your thought about?
Okay. So first of all, I would like to highlight that there are many laws, not about women, but there are many laws about, criminal laws, which people are taking wrong advantage of it. So there are always people who would take wrong advantage and take laws in different ways.
But we are talking about feminism.
Now I'm coming to that. Now we are talking about feminism. See, there are a lot of laws that has been changed. If you talk about the rape law, it has been stronger, right? So when people demand it and when
Thank you, Simran. Thank you, Simran.
Simranjit, I need to,
Thank you.
yeah, I need to ask last question. Yeah, I need to ask this last question. Like, is there any law where a man can go to the courtroom and ask to the judge that my wife is asking for money, I don't want to give her?
What after divorce?
No. In general, like for instance,
in general, you don't have a law that women can go and ask the court that my husband is not giving me what. I mean, after divorce, yes, you can ask for alimony.
No. As in case of dowry, women can go to the courtroom and can ask the judge that that man wants more money from my family in form of dowry. Okay.
Yeah.
So is there any law where a man can go to the judge and can ask that that women is asking for the 50% of my salary? Huh?
Yes,
no, there is
you
no
can
law.
go. No. There you can go and file a divorce that I don't want to be with this woman because she is exploiting men. She is asking money from me. If you don't want to live with that woman, don't live with that woman and ask court for the divorce that I don't like outing. If you have that level of understanding, go and sort it out with her.
No, there is no such law. No, as per my knowledge, there's no such law.
I'm not saying that there's. I'm saying that there is a divorce law. You can go and file a divorce if you don't want to be with that woman. Nobody would force you to be with that woman if she is exploiting you.
Yeah, hello. This is Pratyush Gupta. I'm joining from Kolkata. I have been listening this debate for around 10 to 15 minutes. So I have one question that right now the same person asked me. I have the same question that to Simranjit Kaur that she didn't answer. That the question is he asked about the divorce. You told him about the divorce, but he was saying about dowry. If a woman after
Yes.
divorce asks completely, if a woman asks that I want this amount of money after divorce, no matter if she is in the wrong shoe, but still she will have to get the man will have to pay her the money she will want, and he will have to give him, and if he will not do it, the cops will come and handcuff him. Don't you think that it is leading a height of feminism to a large extent, and
Yes.
that is creating a great distinction in the society?
Yes, yes, yes. For now, I think women and men are not reached that level where they are equal. But if we would reach a level where men and women would be equal and they would get the equal opportunity, these laws will lose their relevance. And whenever laws lose their relevance, they tend to be changed. We have laws that have been changed because they have lost their relevance, and this law would lose their relevance if women and men would become equal in the rights.
Yes, if man will raise their voice, then surely laws will amend.
Yes.
There
Yes.
is a one more thing. There is a thing called prenup. You can sign for the prenup if you don't want to give an alumni. There, where you can divide your assets and your money equally between guy and
Yes.
wife and husband. So you can sign up for the prenup if you don't want to give an alimony before marriage.
But we
There's
need
a
to have, yeah, you need to have that journey of, we need to reach to a level where, yes, people feel that we are equal. And then obviously these laws will be diminished because they will lose their relevance. That's what we need to say. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Simranjit Kaur. I'm releasing the voting poll for the best speaker.
Go ahead, Ankit. बोल दे रहा.
So, means 10-minute open discussion we have. So now we are having 10-minute open discussion. Anybody can speak about the topic and ask the question. Okay.
Any guests who have any views or anyone wants to share their perspective can do so, or ask any questions to the participants now. 10 minutes.
Well, here I would like to give my personal opinion. Just because devil's advocate, I was not able to give. Well, I also believe that in 24th century, feminism is not required. We are already empowered. Being a girl, I must say that we are already empowered. If I talk about Draupadi, she was not born confident, but she felt that she is, and she become. So we have so many examples. I talk about history, and there is also a statement given by Smriti Irani where she said that women don't need empowerment. They are already empowered. Just they just need to realize the real worth and real power, and they can do what they want to do. Even if I talk about insecurity or a self defense, or there can be so many things where women are getting harassed or molested by the men, but if they will be strong enough, then there will be no such cases. Anyone can molest you only when if you feel weaker. If you will be strong, if you are strong, no one can do any mishappening can be done with you. So I feel that we are already in power. We just need to have recognize our worth, and we can do what we want. There are so many people who were not doing great, but in 21st century there are so many women who are doing good, and there are various things where women played a major role. So if a girl can handle her house, she can manage the country, or she can do anything. We just need to understand the real power. Thank you.
So don't you
And
think
do
so
you think that
feminism?
and do you think that feminism has lost its I mean its relevance completely now?
Yeah, it has
Completely, not completely, but partially I agree, because earlier feminism was raised to have the equal rights, but now these days it's become ladies first. We are having a separate department in a metro as shared by
Oh,
Banna very well, but we are not having a department where men is there only. Why women have, we are having a separate, like I have seen in the metro that a girl asked, literally a girl asked an old guy to leave the seat just because it was reserved for a woman, and that was not appropriate.
That
Like,
is wrong. That
and
is
and that was not appropriate. And since changes can be seen, that there are various seats where now it is not mentioned that this is particularly a woman's seat. There are some metros where it is said that whoever is the needy, the seat is reserved for that. So I can't remember the exact line, but it is changed, and somewhere we need to have changed the mentality. I really feel that the feminism is not completely losing a relevance, its relevance, but somewhere it is, because women are taking undue advantages of that. As we can see that there are so many cases like Zomato boy and that the cab driver case where women were wrong, but just because they thought that they can play that woman card, so that they thought that they can do anything. So somewhere I feel that I partially agree with this, and I feel that yes, somewhere it is losing its relevance.
but don't you
Okay,
think so? You are
Rohan.
judging from one person, like one person did something wrong, and you are judging the whole community on the basis of that. Don't you think so
I'm
it's
not
wrong?
I am not
Like
judging here, but I
you
am
got,
sharing my
you
opinion
saw
that
some,
yes,
like
yes.
you saw some ladies that asked for the seat, so you are thinking that every girl used to do, but I didn't do that
yes.
ever. If somebody is needy, then I give them, if there is a boy, a girl, or anybody, or a kid, I give them a seat. It doesn't matter to me
Okay,
that.
girls. Okay, let's close here.
Yes.
I want to close with a rap song to support my point even further. One that I started with. So let's close this off with song. इक्वालिटी के नारे लगा लिए, फेमिनिज्म के भी झंडे लहरा लिए, हमको करना सब अलाउड है क्योंकि हमें छोड़ी छोड़े कर दे कुछ भी तो उनको देंगे लंबी चौड़ी, कुत्ते मम्मी ने नहीं सिखाया गाली नहीं बकते, लड़की कुछ भी कह दे पर तुम चुप रहोगे, इक्वालिटी परंतु डेट पे पैसे तुम नहीं दोगे, वो करते तुमको खोखला पर उसको नहीं परखते, नारीवाद करो जय के नारी तुमको ये करो जय, डर बनता है इनके हाथ जनता है, थोड़ा रोना धोना इनका सारा काम बनता है, नारीवाद की करो जय, ये नारी तुमको खरोचे, डर तो बनता है इनके हाथ जनता है, थोड़ा रोना धोना इनका सारा काम बनता है, मैं गाली बगदू चलता है, मैं मारू चलता है, मैं तारू चलता है, लंबी लाइन छोड़ आगे बढ़ तू चलता है, घर पे बैठ तू चलता है, तू बहाने चलता है, हैशटैग मी टू पे झूठ बोलू चलता है, डाउरी के इल्जाम में पैसे लू तो चलता है, हुस्न दिखा के प्रमोशन ले लू चलता है, फिट हो फिर भी तुझको उठा के सीट ले लू चलता है, नारीवाद की करो जय, डाउर कह के ये नारी तुमको खरोचे, डर तो बनता है इनके हाथ जनता है, थोड़ा रोना धोना इनका सारा काम बनता है। वैसे एक बात बोलो यार, ये नहीं चलता है, कुछ बोलते हैं बढ़ नहीं पा रहे, चल नहीं पा रहे यार, अब नहीं बनता है यार। फेमिनिज्म ने आज ये भी सिखाया छोरियों को, बेचारी छोरियों लड़कियों ने ही बनाया, जिनको बढ़ना है वो बढ़ती है, पहाड़ अकेले चढ़ती है, कुछ है जो उनको बहानों के पल्लू ने छुपाया, कंधों से कंधे मिलाकर चलना है तो चल दो ना, कोई मसला है तो हल दो ना, हक की लड़ाई कह के बेफिजूल अकड़ो ना, हक की लड़ाई कह के बेफिजूल झगड़ो ना, बालाजी में सोचो एकता ना होती, चांद कल्पना की कल्पना ही ना होती, मुकाबले में मैरी कॉम ने मुंह बनना होती, सोच अगर झांसी की रानी वीर नहीं सती होती, बहाने बना के पीछे हटना है आसान, 21वीं सदी तुझको कौन रोकेगा, जा लगा जान, हिंदुस्तान का बन अभिमान, मांगते नहीं छोड़ी कमाते हैं सम्मान।
Hats off to you.
But I have so many things
I want
that
to
I
ask you
can paint
something.
out.
I want to ask that how many of you have seen the ad of Cadbury that recently released? It was initially released in 90s and it has been revamped and
Yeah, yeah.
released in 2020.
The
So
cricket match one.
yeah, so it's been revamped because to show the power of women in every field. But regarding feminism, as the previous speaker already told, that there are undue advantages, and I can recall an incident of a Punjabi boy who was standing on a road and
Sarabjit case, yes, we have discussed
yeah,
already.
yeah. So this kind of incident happened, and Me Too movement was there. Then there were models and some known little known celebrities coming out, and they put the blames onto people who almost lost their careers because of the blames. And till now, there is no single case which has been registered in the police station. They just come out in the media, but they do not go to police station.
But they are always people who take advantage of these movements. There are people
Yeah,
who are
so
taking advantage of Kisan movement, but that doesn't make things wrong, right?
yeah,
But
so
there are so many
Exactly.
rape cases that are
Yes.
not being filed. There are so many rape cases that are not being filed. Okay, so do you have your opinion on that?
And
yes, the only opinion I have that feminism is not required now, but if it is required at a smaller extent, it should the power of feminism should be in the hands of a person who understands the power of
Yes,
feminism and
yes,
not manipulate
yes,
the power for the benefit of own good.
yes,
So that's
yes.
what my
Well said.
conclusion is. Yeah.
Well said. Well said. We need awareness on that. Well said. And I, being a woman, I held myself responsible that I don't use these sort of laws in and take any wrong advantage of it.
Okay, one more thing. Feminism is not about all about that empowering women only. It's all more about that giving the equal rights,
Yes.
equal opportunities to men or to women, no, and to every gender, not just women.
No,
And
you are just being
no,
confused. You are just being
no,
confused
no, no, no,
between
no.
no,
You can
feminism and gender
Google it.
equality.
You can see the
No.
definition on the dictionary.
Feminism is for you to fly out high in the sky, wide open with your arms. It's not
actually,
about
Where you have
chopping
read
out
this?
it's
Yeah.
not about
actually,
chopping out the feathers of the opposite counterparts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
actually, she
Yes.
is right.
Yes.
She is
Agreed.
right. Actually, they when you Google on the feminism, first thing you will get to read is like feminism is not about to giving equal opportunity to women only. It's all about giving opportunity to women and men. So she
Not
read it
just women
right.
and men, even all genders, all the
Yes, yes,
sexes in the world,
yes.
not just women
No,
or men, all the trans women.
the feminism just started with women because people felt that women is not holding those sort of equal status like men. So feminism is, I agree, is for women to make them equal as and give equal opportunities as men is having. And we are
Yeah,
not saying that we
but
want
if
to.
you are saying that a guy is crying and it's wrong, so it's also a part of a
No,
feminism that you are supporting it. That okay,
No.
if a guy
who
can
said
cry,
it?
that's fine. It's also a
No.
feminism.
Yes.
It's not about a woman only. That's my point of view.
If you ask
For
me really now, I'll
for
say
me,
that the feminism we don't require. We require transgenderism because they need
exactly.
equality. What you are
Yeah,
fighting
but
for?
in feminism, they
What you are
also
fighting for? You are already empowered,
they are
girl.
also included in the feminism. It's not about
No,
just
it's
men and
not.
the
No,
women. It's
no.
about
It's
all the
equal.
sexes in the world.
कहाँ साची
So
कहाँ?
people
No, when
have
it comes to
came
the
up.
LGBT
Yeah.
community, it's included in the gender equality only. They are fighting for LGBT community. Even they are giving the rights. Now, recently, the two sections or the two act, which was made by the constitution is about the LGBT community, and they are actually working for it. So it's about the gender equality, not
Thank you.
about feminism. Feminism
Thank
is
you,
something
Tej.
different.
Time's up. So now I hand over the stage to the Rohan.
Ankit, you can announce the winners first.
Okay. So we have winner. Our winner is Bandana.
You should have asked to guess.
Yeah, I should do that. 4 out of 9 votes. See, 4 by 9 vote. Okay. So what now?
Ankit, you can talk about like the three 3 polls: best for, best against, and best rebuttal. All 3.
Okay, okay. So now I will ask who can be the second, like.
Simranjeet rebuttal se. Very fierce.
So second is Simranjeet.
Not second, rebuttal winner. Like, what is it? Against winner.
Against.
Yes.
Against winner. So now third one.
Best rebuttal.
Rowan, you do that. I am not getting what to do now.
Okay, 1 second. I'm messaging you the result. This is best rebuttal, Ankit.
Okay.
Ankit, I messaged you. You can announce.
WhatsApp पे.
Not no, on Zoom chat.
Zoom chat पे की message है.
That is the name of the winner.
So, any guesses for the winner?
Simran was.
Any other?
Bandana.
Okay. So winner is Bandana. Congratulations
Once
to her.
again,
Congratulations.
Thank you, but
Congratulations.
mine was not that strong as Simran's. एकदम लड़की.
But you dominate the.
She's unstoppable.
Yeah, most of the kind. Even when the Simran turns was to ask questions, he was answering the question. Great. Okay.
और को कैसे हारने दूं?
I can probably say I'm a feminist, so that's something very close to me.
Yeah.
All right. Firstly, a huge round of applause for Ankit, who's taken his first role as debate master today and conducting such a seamless and smooth debate experience for the bus. Thank you so much, Ankit, for the initiative. And
Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. So with that, we come to the end of the 26th session of the Impromptu Hive. Since we have 5 weeks in October, we are converting the 4th session of this month also to a debate. So the next debate will be 2 weeks from now. So I'd encourage all of you to, if anyone wants to be the debate master next, please volunteer, select the topic, and take charge of this initiative of the next debate. So if any one of you has a topic and wants to take up this role, as Ankit did today, so please let me know and message me on WhatsApp. So I'll be happy to share that and be a participant for a change. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. So just to let you know, next Sunday, 12 p.m. is our book review session. Hope all of you are reading the book, or most of you are. Next Sunday is the review of All Marketers Tell Stories by Seth Godin. If you haven't read it, it's a short book. So please go through it and participate. That will be next Sunday, and the week after that, as I told you, is a debate. So if anyone wants to be the debate master, they can take up the initiative and nominate themselves. All right. With that, I'm closing.